Okay, I'm back.
We've already searched this place top to bottom.
I know she's trying to pull.
Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
I'll do it.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
Okay, Sakura.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
I think Sakura's catching on.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Her and Aoi maybe, but not Chihiro.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
She's about to go Super Saiyan. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
What?
a boy.
So I said earlier that if what I was thinking comes to pass, and I was thinking Chihiro's a boy, and that's how this all happens, I'll explain it at the end of the episode.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
No, I'll say it now. Don't ask why or how I've seen it. Oh, well, the answer is Twitter. Thank you, Twitter, for being super cool and horny. I've seen way too much hentai of Chihiro with, not as a girl. And I thought it was just some weird thing that Danganronpa fans were about, but no, I guess this confirms why that's all I see. Yikes. Ugh, I hate Twitter.
You're joking, right?
He's joking, right? Yeah, no.
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true? Chihiro was a guy?
Trap.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Of course you did. You made the handbooks.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
So the question is, how was she moved to the girls' locker room then? Because assuming it was Byakuya,
I do apologize for keeping you waiting.
how does he get in there?
Then, let's resume the class trial.
Because he doesn't have a female handbook. Two people can't go in at once, unless he, like, scanned the handbook, threw Chihiro in there, and then scanned it again? I don't know if that's how that works, actually. I don't think you're allowed... Well, if the guns are gonna shoot her down, she's dead anyways.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought never even crossed my mind. It probably should have crossed my mind after all I saw, to be honest.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
The way you say Makoto sounds familiar.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room.
Are you
And
on?
was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
That definitely sounds like On's voice. Looking up another voice actor. Hold on, guys. I need to stop doing this. Go here. Nope. Don't look at the suggestions because Kyoko. I'm just gonna put voice actor because I forgot her last name. Kirigiri. Erica Harlicker. I knew it. It's on. Harlicher, whatever. The victim was killed in the boys' I read this.
The killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
You mean the fact that he had no boobs?
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Not really. How are they moved to the girls' locker room?
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned,
No.
do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
So you're saying he found out about the murder and then just pinned it on someone else? But why would he do that?
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Yeah.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
No, I'm just saying he could have done something.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
Well, it is a game to him after
The
all.
way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
But why?
At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was... if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit.
I figured that much.
I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
But how did you get in? And why did you go in?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you, Byakuya, for keeping this happy, family-friendly, unlike Mondo.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
God.
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
Well, let's talk then.
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
I'm shifting my suspicion back onto Yasuhiro.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
And now his suspicion is fading.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we are certain that we know about the killer. The killer's a guy for sure.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. So his handbook is only broken just so we can't pin it on a girl. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Disappearing stain, Celeste's account. I don't remember Celeste's account. Oh no. Can I open my... Good. What was Celeste's account? Chihiro is spotted leaving the warehouse. Right. Celeste didn't tell anyone else. Is there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Honestly.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Got it. Frick!
Shoot!
Maybe the contradiction's further ahead.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Do I shoot that?
Clues
Let's
are
keep
one
going.
Nobody can. I'm sure if someone saw the.
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new...
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're
Frick.
just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
So was it Celeste?
Yay! No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us? Well, did nobody get? I'm sure if someone saw the.
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
But where?
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Oh, that's why she doesn't hang out with Sakura or Aoi, because she can't get in. That doesn't matter in the long run at this point. It's something that just snapped into my head. And that's why she asked for the guy's help, right?
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
And that person would know her secret, his secret.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
Who would work out with him?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because she couldn't get in.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
The only person you could really place your trust in is either Yasuhiro or Kiyotaka.
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Well, it would be revealed the moment he walked right into the guy's locker room.
Oh, what a
marvelous friendship.
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Do I?
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
I don't actually.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
I know the duffel bag and the tracksuit.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, are you sure about that? Because I have no connection.
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Exactly.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
She seems awful what's the word? Confident.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy
I
for
guess.
you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from.
Okay.
Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
I don't know what kind of connection we can make, but we can just try and figure it out.
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Okay. Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? This is some Phoenix Wright levels of stretching. Somehow it's really hard to believe. Well, make your argument. Let's find out. Library desk lamp. That's the only one we haven't used, so maybe.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise.
Uh-huh.
So next we have to ask,
With who?
why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
That's so?
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Maybe?
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
Yeah.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
Not exactly.
No way. Not a chance.
Are you voiced by... You are! That...
What he just said without even realizing it?
I just remembered. He is voiced by Keith Silverstein. I looked it up before. That's why he sounds like Speedwagon in Shido. I didn't look it up. I looked up his voice actor. I didn't look up Mondo specifically. Are you saying there's something off about what someone just said? I didn't catch it personally.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise.
Yeah?
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Yeah?
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Wait.
I don't, because exercise.
I have a white track. I got it from
I just figured it out.
Really help us.
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
No one said the color of the tracksuit.
First of all, when he was on his way to go... So
Is that... Yeah, blue exercise clothes. No one said the color of it.
why did he choose...
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue...
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Except it's right, but... You screwed yourself.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
This is why Mondo would do it. Because she's not a girl. So it's like, oh, well, screw you. I don't know why he attacked him. I guess we'll find out.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
Yeah, she never said the color.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
Blue.
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died.
Cherry?
That's the only possibility.
You mean Chihiro?
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
God dang it, now he's talking in full Shido voice. I don't hear Mondo anymore.
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony...
She stuffed the jacket into a bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it?
Smart.
Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However,
That drop.
Mondo was my target all along.
Why?
I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
What'd he do?
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him? Maybe the way he talked?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick.
I didn't ever catch on to that.
And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
That hits hard.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Uh-huh.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
Ah, I see. Buddy buddies.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Ah, his evidence he was talking about that he won't tell anyone.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Hifumi's, deep voice is also kind of familiar sounding to me.
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly...
Present it anyway.
It might not be all that relevant.
Do it.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
The broken handbook?
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Hifumi Yamada voice actor. Lucian Dodge, really? Wow. Freaking Felix Fire Emblem. You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to, Mondo. You have yours. Then it's, Chihiro's. Oh, frick. You know what? That would make sense. You wouldn't notice if his was missing. It's Chihiro's.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene.
I forgot about that.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Sure.
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
Are they that easy to break?
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
Yeah.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Perhaps.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Good question. How did the handbook break? There's only one possible by hitting its weak point. He did say there was a weak point in them, right? But he wouldn't tell us what they were.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that?
I sure do.
Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But they found it.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
They were probably experimenting with Leon's as well to figure it out.
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
We're putting him on blast now?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbook?
Fair enough.
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Yeah, tell us.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer
The sauna.
a meltdown and totally break!
Who brought their handbook into the sauna?
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get
I like how it
burnt.
just broke into Monokuma music.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
Interesting information. Good thing we're learning in a school, yeah?
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
Yeah?
That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Yeah, it's a good thing we're learning in school, yeah?
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the
Thanks
victim's
for that.
handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
For what reason?
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
So it'd be either Mondo or Taka, because they were both in there.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone.
Okay,
right?
Taka, Mondo, show us the handbooks.
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
The two clowns who battled it out in the sauna.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I don't know which, either or both took it.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Taka? Who could it have been? As far as I'm aware, neither of them mentioned anything about leaving there. Oh boy, Taka, was it you? No, it certainly wasn't me. But, I mean, you seem awfully rattled, Taka. Oh, that's why. He's freaking out because he knows that Mondo left his in there. Oh, brother.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
Right.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook
Oh,
in one of his uniform
that makes
pockets.
sense. That would make sense, yeah.
And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either. Neither do I. But I found something that proves it. Did you? This is going on a while. I might have to make this a second episode. Make your argument, by the way. Oh, good God. The card reader, the broken e-handbook.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Uh-huh.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Does it?
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
But I found something that proves it.
Let's
What the frick proves it? So the weak points were my handbook works just fine. And what was the other one? The card reader. It had gone missing. Maybe?
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Maybe he has Chihiro's on him and not
In
his.
other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
So I'm having an idea here. He's using Chihiro's handbook.
What he says is you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually, then that proves that
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look!
Well, then we'll try this one.
Makoto was wrong after all!
Was I? I'm wrong.
Shoot!
Frick.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
If what he said
You broke your own handbook.
Give me the time.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Don't you dare!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
let's test
If what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, then that proves that what
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, you're wrong? Frick.
Shoot!
Oh god, that took a lot of hearts.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well,
You said my handbook works just fine. What was the second weak point?
See? Makoto was wrong after all.
I was wrong.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I think I know what I need to do.
Let's test if what he says
You broke your own handbook.
In other words, if then that proves
well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong after all.
Okay, I shot the wrong one. Oh, frick. I need to really think
Let's
about
test
this.
Makoto's assertion. If what
Aoi's account. Aoi's account. Aoi's account. Where's Aoi's account? Chihiro seems to have kept her distance. But she got along with male classmates. That's not gonna matter here. The Genocide Jack file was supposed to mean nothing.
you broke your own handbook.
The card reader. Let me look at the card reader.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Please? Frick. God, I have 2 more chances.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if then that proves that what Makoto said.
Well, my goddamn handbook works.
Got it.
No, that's wrong.
Oh my god. That was cutting it a bit too close.
The handbook you have right now. Is it really yours?
That's what I was trying to prove with Chihiro's handbook, but I guess I had the wrong item.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
Where's your proof, Makoto?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
Ah, I see.
That's right. The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's.
Uh-huh.
Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's. Yes?
Allow us to check your handbook.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Wasn't alone.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
I guess.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
I'm glad you're enjoying this.
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time?
The comic time.
From the beginning.
And then I have that
way,
other one.
Everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Climax interference. Okay. So, Chihiro grabbed the bag. Uh-huh. Celeste was hanging out and she was caught. Celeste... Is this her stuffing things in the bag? Okay. Oh, she saw what was in the bag, I see. Then she hit it and ran. So she gets here. She scans the card. Is that the e-handbook? And Chihiro walks in to the boys thing. She meets up with Mystery Man. And... Huh. Girl. I don't know what this would be about. Okay, let's skip that for now. She walks up and then bonks her on the head. Oh, I see. This is him picking up a dumbbell. I couldn't tell at first. Is that Byakuya? That's Byakuya. That's a ball. Okay. She gets yeeted. That represents her dying, I guess. And he realizes what he did, I guess. He rolls up the carpet. I don't know. He scans the card and then enters the girls' room. That's literally the same picture as here. She sees that. Byakuya walks in because why not? And for some reason he decides to do this. Okay, Act 5. So why did Byakuya walk in anyway? Was the door left open or something? The poster. That's something back here that needs to be changed up. Oh, you know what? This needs to be changed. This should be the bloody poster. So Act 3 involves him rolling it up. He puts the poster up. I guess. Or would this go here? I don't know. What would be the start of Act 5? Opening the door and tossing this handbook in here. Okay. Let me look at the storyboard once more. Food quickly. So, it starts with Chihiro setting up and then getting caught by Celeste. Celeste notices what's in the bag and then Chihiro runs off. Chihiro scans to get into the boys' room and walks in. And there she meets Mystery Man, who, for whatever reason, decides to pick up a dumbbell and then bonk her on the head, leaving blood on the poster. Incriminating evidence, by the way. He drops it, realizes his mistake, realizes that's a guy, I guess. See, that's this picture. This isn't going to be used. So then he starts, cleaning up. Is this him taking down the poster? That's more than likely what I want. He does that, and then he enters into the girls' locker room. Maybe. I don't know what's up with the ball, though. Yeah, then Byakuya walks in. grabs a cord, ties her up, writes on the wall for whatever reason. And that's Mystery Man throwing in that. Alright, let's reenact.
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct?
This is true.
At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Uh-huh.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Goodbye, Act 2.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime.
Big mistake.
She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Because she was not a girl at all.
Simple. Because she was really a he.
Who'd have thought?
Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro.
The question is, why would Mondo do it? That's what I really want to know. What's his motive? Did he have an embarrassing secret? He just didn't want to tell? What would be his secret, though?
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Yo, am I getting this first try? That'd be epic.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Yo, I'm getting this down.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room.
How'd he get in?
A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of
He
course.
used either Sayaka or
But
Junko's.
this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall.
Right.
Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Frick. Oh! Oh no! Don't die. Okay. Let me think. He placed down the poster. That's the only place I can think of where that picture goes.
The killer is you! After all, Sayaka using one of those, a boy...
Thank God.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Yeah.
That could have been the end of things, but no.
Honestly, it's not a bad cover-up.
Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making
You know what?
things even more
Now that I think about it, that's totally a Byakuya thing to do. Just to make it harder on us. Because yeah, why not, I guess. But there's no way he would let himself get incriminated, because then he knows he's dead.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
So I don't think that Byakuya knew that he was a guy, though. Is that what's going on
Using
here?
the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Why, though? Frick. Oh no. I made too many mistakes. No, we didn't. No, 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 no. Why? 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 No, nothing. No, no. Nothing points to me.
Is this really the...
Yes, I want to give it another shot. Why would I... I'm getting all the life back? That's kind of broken. That is kind of broken, actually. I have to put it all back in order. That's annoying. That's him walking into the sauna. I just realized.
The killer is... you!
So let me just skip ahead of all of this. But yeah, that image is him walking into the sauna. I only just kind of, like, picked up on what that place was. I don't know why I thought it was the girls' locker room. I'm gonna skip ahead now. Yeah, that was it.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
For whatever reason. Well, okay, I guess I know the reason, but...
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Wait. No. This can't be right.
You have to come to accept facts, man.
Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof.
Oh, can it? This is not Ace Attorney. Just take the facts for what they are.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
He's right, though. Evidence that Mondo is the killer. That already revealed itself earlier in the trial. All I have to do is check that one item of his and everything will become clear. Right, let's see that handbook. Oh my god, sure. Let's talk a little bit about Fever Time and Nega Time. Disclaimer, I did not say that one word. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, Fever Time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. Nice. So you can push RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, however, left mouse button, right mouse button. However you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got to access the special time, right? So we've also prepared something called Nega Time, that your opponents can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were able to activate Fever Time at this point... No, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Oh, now I'm curious. You guys ever think about how Hifumi looks like Peter Griffin Family Guy? I saw him out of the corner of my eye and I thought it was Peter. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use it. Well, too bad I'm not on gentle. Yikes. The moment of truth. Taga, why am I...
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
Yeah, here we go.
I won't listen.
You guys remember when I first did this and it was a complete failure because I was...
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong.
Yeah, I can just do this.
I refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
Yeah, there we go.
You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
I can't see my,
Show me some evidence. You're wrong.
There it
I
is.
won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
This should prove it.
Yeah, the first time I did that minigame and I failed horribly because it was like
Thinking so far is
1 in the morning and I was really tired because I barely got any sleep. Yeah, that was fun.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
You gonna confess?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Huh. Ah. I don't know what the C is for. Okay. It's where I lost, right? What did I lose at? It was the comic thing. The climax, whatever. I got an A, though. Heck yeah.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
Oh, he's ready.
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait, hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the blackened this time around?
Wow.
Will you make the right choice?
I wonder who.
Or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I find it funny if I were to, like, vote the wrong person. It's like, oh, everyone voted them? Why? How? Yikes. But why did you do it?
What?
This time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada. You wanna explain yourself? In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Of course, Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. Oh, duh, that's his last name. Like, what are you on about? I was thinking of Ushimaru, the freaking teacher from Persona 5. Like, what are you talking about? I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone. Yeah, why did you do it, Mondo?
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? 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 What? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murderer this time is the sad story of two men. He wasn't trying to hit on her, was he? Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Thanks, I already figured it out. But of course I want to hear it. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He had heard things like that for as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. Ah, the embarrassing secrets. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone figure out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
But I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong. Then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With the thought of that at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. He was going to try and kill Mondo. Why do these guys make such bad decisions? Like Sayaka. She could have chosen anyone. She could have chosen Chihiro. But she decided to go after the athlete. Of all people. Chihiro, if that's really what you did, why would you go after the big boy? And so, that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask him to help him from there, so he chose the strongest guy. And that person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. Ooh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided with Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was a very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to... Yeah, I'm sure Chihiro definitely said that. But because I'm tired of his voice, I'll read it in Chihiro's voice. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did. To keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Really, Mondo? That's how you do it? Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why oh. That's why he carried her there. But why would he kill him?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been a part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because it won't reveal that she's a guy. Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have to immediately begin to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then, Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. Mondo's embarrassing secret is knowing Chihiro's secret? Is that it?
What is this?
Oh, I get it. If he killed Chihiro, then no one would be able to find out. That's a really bad way of going about it. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone? It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed... What? He did? Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Vroom vroom. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of a starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown to the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. That's a very weird, yeah. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why... I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. In the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during that race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Crazy Diamond! Is that a JoJo? It might actually be. It might actually be. I shouldn't be, like, sullying the sad moment with JoJo, but, I mean, I've seen there's JoJo references in this, so I wouldn't be surprised. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. Also, this reminds me of a game I just recently played. My bad, kid. I messed up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together, and keep the promise he made to his brother, he could never admit it to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. Yikes. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, He was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I'd have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, and the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why I... Mondo, after I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness, and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself to a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Huh? Because, I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
He wants to change. I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am,
What?
I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
Oh no. So he just flew into a blind rage then. I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you messing with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something start to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Why did you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just...
God, all these voices are killing me. No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch.
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, I was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down in the ground. Hey! I killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
I'm kinda shook right now. Mondo, he was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. I hit that laugh. Look at him! You see? You're all just like him. From a secret from the past. For a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. Go ahead, say that again. I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now. Because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing? You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The Blacken that deserves the beast will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Oh, hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
He's gonna get run over by a truck or something, isn't he? For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I said wait!
Sorry, man.
God,
I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
what promise did you make? Yee boink. Game over. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. He's tied to a motorcycle. He's going in that one of those things. Huh. Where could this lead? The cage of death. Okay, well obviously it leads to death, but how so? Oh, he's driving it. No, he's not. Never mind. Oh. Did it fry him? Oh, he's just evaporated. Well, at least it wasn't brutal. Oh. Never mind, he was turned to butter. Huh. I see. Laugh at death, and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be my brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. What a screech. Play twice. As Taka's sad screams evaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But of course he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead, do you realize that? Two of them, actually.
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that...
However...
I just don't understand why. Why do you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crimes? To make it fun for him, I guess. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. Did you expect him to follow it? That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to
Well,
be done.
I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him. So, you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that? To liven things up?
I see.
So, after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene? But, man, if I hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. Oh god, I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I decide to become blackened, I know who I'll have to watch out for. So you're going to become blackened, you admit it. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh? I'm up next?
You...
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, is not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean? 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 Mean.
What the heck?
Mean. Good grief. I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as a victor. And then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
Ah,
how
the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understood? Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the In the name of the Togami... In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all
Ooh,
riled
so
up.
cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Yeah, that. That too. God, I can't play anymore, my voice. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew it wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Hello,
Well,
Mr.
Anyway, like I was saying,
Mr. Mastermind Man.
this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed.
Why? Because there's not enough killings?
I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part.
Yeah, there's someone in the group as the mastermind.
You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Boy's Life of Despair. The end. Surviving Students 10. Okay. So that... The Crazy Diamond. I mean, that could make sense why he has, like, Josuke's hairstyle as well. I mean, yeah, you can't say the similarities aren't there. Nope, that's it. I'm ending there. So thus wraps up the case of Chihiro and Mondo. I actually would like to play a little more, but my throat's killing me. Maybe I'll get back to this in about an hour or two. It's crazy. I wonder what's going to happen next. I'm not looking forward to anyone else dying and being executed in a stressful 2-hour long. It's probably going to get longer. God bless. So, yeah, that basically concludes this chapter. Thank you for watching. My voice is killing me. Yeah, you can like and subscribe if you want. And I'm gonna end here. So catch you in the next one.